Okay, I'm here.
Okay. I can explain. I care, and I want to say I care a lot. Like,
When it comes to the Neko situation, I legit did not know about her victims. When it came to people that responded to me, I was too depressed at the time to really focus on anything in life that I wanted to kill myself. And Neko kept convincing me that she was a good person and these were lies. Kai and Phantom Strider also told me they were good. She was a good person as well. What I didn't know is that those two changed their mind later on in life. In fact, it took me until yesterday for me to realize that Strider actually said, "Oh, she was actually a bad person all along."
that makes sense to me.
Right. It's kind. I'm not going to be blunt. I'm actually kind of surprised everyone disliked the video for that aspect alone, especially since I only talked about it for 1 minute. But yes, I'm being as blunt. That I didn't know about Neko. That's why I had her for an artist for a while. She always told me she needed money, and she did. I regret telling this, but there was a sob story she made back. I want to say November of her saying that she had an abusive life. It's not about her father or someone passing, or he was abusive, something like that. Unfortunately, this was years ago in a time period I don't fully remember.
Right. It doesn't excuse what happened, but I can
Right.
understand based on some of those other factors, why the decisions were made the way they were.
It's the same.
Um,
A lot of like what usually keeps what usually keeps a bad person around for me. Like the reason I do is because usually someone convinces me that they're good. It's why Sean took forever to ban, and it's why it took him to post a picture of a real life child in a bikini to get banned.
right.
That icon looks like it's from Velma. But yeah, this like you say you wanted me to give the benefit of the doubt, and I'm telling you the truth as I can, in a voice
Right.
call.
Now everyone's going to have their difference of opinion. But
Like
I am glad you're
if I
telling
knew,
me from
listen,
your
if I
side.
wait, what was that?
I'm glad I'm at least hearing your side. It might be important for other people to hear that in case they do ask.
I'm recording this voice call right now. You are more than welcome to share this. Like some of the biggest mistakes of my entire life was trusting Neko. The biggest reason why I trust her was because of Kai and Strider. I figured so these people say she's good, so I'm gonna assume that. I didn't ask them again because again I didn't care about anything in life. But the more important thing is I was doing what's the correct words? Well, if a person says this person's good, you're probably gonna be like, yeah, that's it, and you don't want to really get into their personal lives because I know much about her. She was only around for Nars, and that's the only
I,
reason. And if I knew about these correct grooming accusations, of course I would ban her earlier. But another thing is, a year prior, I accused someone of being a pedophile, and I ended up getting sued. So if I called Neko a pedophile and she was just never arrested, well, I was afraid of again, I get in legal trouble again.
yeah,
That's kind of my
it might have
philosophy.
been a good idea. Yeah,
My
it
philosophy
might
is
have been.
innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent.
That's very understandable. It's part of the reason why I was willing to listen to Mongrel at first, alongside the whole Neko situation, is because
Mongrel, I
I
don't
didn't
trust
want.
because she went after you, Dashi, and a couple other of my friends.
That's fair. That's fair.
At one point in time, Grace did also try to convince me that Neko was a good person. You know, the one from Enter's team.
Oh boy. Hmm.
The reason is because it's probably because she probably got it off from Mongol. It was around the time when Strider banned Mongol from his server, and Grace is like, "Fuck you, Strider. I'm just gonna leave." And Grace sent me a voice call. Unfortunately, when I deleted everything back in late 2021, I was just so fed up with the world that I unfortunately didn't save the voice call that Grace had. It was in a
Yeah.
the voice call was in a public server. Like I remember Strider muting Mongrel during it.
The only reason I wasn't in that call at all was because of I was with my parents at the time, and I would not gonna be able to get into that voice call because bedtime.
Right, I get that. All right, any other questions for you? Like, I'm recording this call right now. That way you could send to other people if you want.
All right. So so you're So the first thing you're sure when the situation happened and stuff like that was making the server for adults only because you didn't want a repeat of things like Neko, right? Or you didn't want people to bring have those accusations happen again, or
The
people
the
or anything
answer is
like that.
because
Really.
I wanted to just speak my mind freely, and sometimes I just send porn in general. So I just figured I'll just make sure that everyone in the server is an adult. It's just easier.
Right.
And yeah, avoiding Neko was an obvious situation.
Right.
And I figure, like, I always trust my words of friends. So I figure if Kai says she's good, and if Strider says she's good, and she's not in prison, I figured, okay, she's good. Now, why is Neko not in prison?
The hell if I know.
See, that's the thing. My logic is, if this person's a criminal, get them arrested. The reason, like, this happened with my former editor who I had a fight with last night, basically saying to tell me to fuck off. Basically, they said that prison, like, the police suck. So I'm thinking it's part of that Black Lives Matters situation.
All right.
And no, you could tell Leo this. I did not know that Neko was a predator. I'm going to state that. And no, I didn't keep a known predator for months on end. Which is why I brought up in my video.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time and time
honestly,
again.
I didn't look at that. Like, because I kept having people, don't look at that. It's fake information.
Well, that explains that.
Yep. And one of the biggest mistakes in my life was listening to these people tell me to not look at the evidence. Which, because they're like, no, don't, it's spam or something like that. You ever get those emails saying that if you don't donate like $500, this poor child's gonna die?
Yeah.
That's what I thought this whole thing was. The way that these bad people worded it to me sounded like spam.
Not 100% sure if that is the best comparison to make, but I can see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying the best as I can to memorize everything that I talked about.
Right. Okay. I feel like I don't know what to say. I feel like I honestly don't know quite what to say exactly, because I just want to get the entire situation sorted out between everybody once and for all, and I want to be definitively certain that that these kind of issues will not happen between me and my friends again, you know?
Like, I don't trust Neko, if you're wondering.
Okay.
By the way, why are we calling her Neko? Her name's Ariana.
I don't know. I guess it was just easier on the memory.
I memorized her because Ariana Grande meme.
Good one.
I think this was around the time when Lena broke up with me, so that's probably made more the focus of me not just giving any fucks about anybody.
Speaking of that, wasn't there a situation where you were an adult and she was 17?
Yeah, she manipulated me, saying, "Just move in with me, Rebecca." Of course,
Right.
Of course, I didn't think of any.
Because she manipulated you.
Of course, I didn't think of any idea going through with this until she turned 18.
Yeah, that's honestly, yeah, because it would have been awkward. Because it would have been a level of awkward if you actually did. Because yes, 17 is close to 18, but to people, it's still against the law.
Well, the way the plan was, it would have been legal.
Right.
So how are you holding up?
There's just a lot to process, from the various amounts of evidence to what other people have mentioned, including the whole like who listened to whom and who did not listen to what. There's just a lot.
I am aware
And
of that.
I'll be honest, and I'm know there's and apparently I know there was like a bunch of victims and
Like, okay, I want to ask, how
I
many people did Neko groom? Was it 3?
no, it looked like there was a crap but the groomed I think there was a couple of people, but a lot of people were manipulated too.
Like, what exactly did Neko do?
Oh boy. Neil made an entire list.
I'm not talking to Neil. I stated that.
Yeah, I know you're not gonna talk to them, but I might as well at least show you.
All right. I want you to send this video to everyone that you talk to in this situation.
Trying to go through.
Why is Neko Pan's door on here? Oh, yeah.
I'm honestly not.
That's right. I guess Neko did manipulate Grace.
I mean, wasn't he one of the? I'm trying to make sure I go through this as slowly as I possibly can so you can see everything. Plus, if there's any... That way you...
Has Neko ever tried to defend herself? Because I remember she manipulated me as well.
I don't know if she's ever tried to defend herself personally.
She always says she would take these people to court.
I would think that she would. I'm surprised she wouldn't consider that a bad idea, considering that if she were to go to the police, she would get investigated too.
Here's my rule on that regard. Okay, stop sharing. Because I don't want to let go.
Yeah, I'm practically done with this list anyway.
Kenny the Hedgehog. Okay. Anywho, here's my rule. If you are afraid of going to the police for evidence, then you are guilty yourself because it tells me you're a coward that doesn't know how to go right to it. Oh, I can't go to the police. They will just get me arrested as well.
What do you have to hide if that's the case?
Exactly.
Yeah, because...
That's an elaborate question because you're not directly asking me, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a definite elaborate question.
Once again, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to have a pedophile in my server. I want them banned. But no, I can't ban this person because I don't have enough evidence or something like that. She's a good person because she's not in prison.
Yeah. My stepfather, the person who sexually abused me, I don't think he ever went to prison either.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dar. The sad truth is not all bad people go to prison.
Yeah, and both him and Neko are, and a bunch of other criminals, because people get wrongly convicted, happen. And there's nothing we can do about it sometimes.
Right.
Because of how the law works.
Of course, my former saying just to fuck the cops is a bad idea, but whatever. Okay, anything else for me to mention? Otherwise, I think that'd be it.
If anything else comes up, I will try to ask about it. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything.
I'm gonna give you the video immediately, and your job too is to immediately send this to all the people that are concerned.
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
Bye bye.